You got some crazy video dance going on there.
I was just trying to fix my curtains. I can't find the hey Mark, I can't find the
Hey,
notes. I always have them and it seems like I don't see them in the meeting invite. Anybody know where the notes are?
hang on just a minute. Let me see if I can find them.
This is an attachment, but I can't, doesn't do anything when I click on it. And it says
Yeah,
notes.
in the past it was just
It
a
just
minute.
creates a notes document. It doesn't do
Yeah,
anything.
we don't want to create a new one. That's
No, we do not.
but I thought we had it in the previous meeting, so let me do some quick looking. Yeah, there it is.
That's what I,
I've got
oh
it.
good.
I'll paste it into the chat.
Okay. Where did you find it?
Found it in an old meeting invite.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to, maybe I'll have to ask Roxanne to add it to the meeting invite so we can find it
Okay,
easier.
here we go. So pasting into the chat. Here are the notes.
Yay. Thank you for
Yeah,
saving us.
it
Can you
took me
confirm that you can actually read it?
We'll send Roxanne an email right now and see if she can add that. Hey, Sasha.
Hello, Tracy, Steve, and Mark.
How are you doing?
I'm good. I was in a FinOps conference, learning how to save lots of gazillions of dollars. It's fantastic.
in
Wait a
South
second.
Africa.
Learning how to
No,
save gazillions of dollars or learning how to
yeah.
spend gazillions of dollars?
Well, save to spend because because we could always work out agreement, right? That part of the money I could maybe acquire or use as a trip to maybe visit you.
I see. I like those kind of techniques. That sounds
Yeah, it'd be awesome
very
if you could.
creative.
Or give it to the CDF, right? If you're going to save all this
Right.
money, let's give it to the
Right.
CDF. Now, I
Let
think
me
it's being
see,
hosted in the States,
Rox.
eh? Or in Europe somewhere.
Okay, so I meant today Andrea is not able to join us again. Not, but he promised he would be back next time. Let me get this stuff up. And it looks like we have Ben's here. Jason's here. I'm not sure what quorum is, but I guess we can go ahead and let me get the notes going here. Today is May 7th. Okay, what do we do here? We just check box if we are attended or not. Okay, Mark is here, I'm here, Jason's here, Steve's here, Ben's here, and Sasha is here.
Yeah, I'm just here to participate and
Yep.
and listen.
Righty. We take the notes from last week and I'll paste them up and we should be good to update. Righty. Okay, I think the awards were already done. The deadline is over, so we can take that off of the list to discuss. I'm assuming I didn't get anything from Roxanne, Mark, so I'm assuming you got your project update done.
No, but I've still got to do it. I know it's on my list.
Isn't that terrible?
Roxanne's just too polite to say, Mark, you're still failing. And that's that I know I'm failing. I've got that and several other things on my board to do.
I'll just leave it as it is then, with that we discussed it. I'll put a check mark. I don't
Yes.
think we have any particular action items for this week. We will, or none. I don't think we have any roadmap or work items that we need to review. So that takes us to the SIG updates.
Mhm.
The CICD cybersecurity, I felt like they were getting a little bit sidetracked with getting things to look pretty. So I asked them to focus primarily on content and not worry about pretty for now, because we could always go back and format tables and whatnot. I'm trying to keep the markdown as simple as possible and not be in tables, so people can just write and get the content in there. They opened up, I think, 8 new pull request or issues, and people have started to assign themselves those issues to get the documentation and the content in there. So we are focused on content at the moment, and we're hoping to get some decent content in before before CDCon, so that we could start talking about it and possibly do a press release or an announcement about it. Content is focus. Trying to get base content done before CDCon. I haven't heard anything from Terry on best practices. Some time ago, there was a person who was working on the CICD cybersecurity who wanted to get involved, but I have not followed up. I haven't even, has anybody heard anything from best practices or ML ops?
I have not.
Yeah.
But I
'Cause
was
I
not
think-
I was not interacting with either of them, so I'm not sure I would have expected to hear anything.
Okay. And I think Terry was managing both of those, wasn't he? Yeah. Okay.
and
Any others?
and I thought there's a data ops group that I think we asked Terry to look at to see if we can merge ML ops, best practices, and data ops all together. I think that's what we talked about. That may be a possible solution.
Let's look to see down here.
Because the idea was to bring together smaller groups into one bigger one.
Yeah, it looks like the last discussion we had with Terry was in March, and I don't see that that was discussed, but maybe something we would have to make a decision on.
Oh, maybe that's what it was, that we were gonna,
Yeah.
if we weren't able to get any traction on the best practices for ML ops, that we would look at the data ops as well.
Yeah, and some of these things, we just as a board, I think we have to make a decision if we want to keep these hanging around, if they're not terribly active. They are just working groups, and working groups do go away, but Terry was pretty adamant about holding on to the best practices. I think that maybe when Andrea gets back, we should probably talk about this again, to see if what we want to do, because it's like I feel like we're getting kind of left behind. There's topics around tooling around for security that need to be added to workflows for AI models. There's there's just a lot of areas that maybe the best practices should be covering. It would get more people involved and give it a little more shine, because I think it's gotten just a little dusty. So I think we should still continue to have that conversation. It's worth it.
Yeah, so I would say the next action item around that would be when Andrea gets back that we dive into possible solutions. Just when we have a bigger
Yeah.
number of
I'm just
folks.
going to put action on it. We should review the existing SIGs and make sure they are relevant and active. Because maybe we need to pitch some SIGs that are, like MLOps is great, but I think that's a little dusty. Any other updates from any of the projects?
So the Jenkins did include 2 AI or machine learning based project ideas in our proposal to Google, but which proposals are accepted or not won't be announced until tomorrow, May the 8th. So it's not anything that I could announce today. I don't actually know if they've accepted it or not.
Okay, is that to Google Summer of Code or to Google
Google Summer of Code. Yeah, so Google Summer
What do you
of
mean
Code.
by to Google?
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, I should have said Google Summer of Code, not to Google. Yeah, so Google Summer of Code accepts project ideas from the projects, and then they decide which ones they'll fund,
Okay,
right? And so we included some AI in our proposal to them, but won't be able to discuss anything yes or no until they've announced the results tomorrow.
okay. Um, Results to,
Yeah, so May 8th is the big announcement day for Google on which projects they've decided to fund for Google Summer of Code.
okay. And on that same topic, Ortelius has started a working committee, I would say, around a DevOps. I'd call it a DevOps LLM, lack of better word, and or a DevOps SLM, a small language model, with the use of model context protocols to connect data across a pipeline.
Well, and also I'm starting to add Jenkins to Ortelius, to the Ortelius dashboard. So, Mark, do you guys generate any SBOMs natively as part of your pipelines?
We do not today.
Okay.
So there's been some work on the commercial product to create SBOMs, but nothing in Jenkins itself.
Okay.
We could do that.
Well, what I'm going to do for now is I'm going to go a non-intrusive way and grab the generated SBOM either off of your WAR or off of your Docker image. That'll give me a starting point, and then we can go from there.
Yeah, and I assume you'll use Cyclone, or which tool do you expect to use to do the SBOM generation?
Either Trivy or SNCC, or
Okay.
Sift. Sorry, Sift. Sift
Okay.
or Trivy. I've been using Trivy a lot on one of my projects, so I will look at that.
Yeah, so there's actually a tutorial video from Darren Pope on using Jenkins with Trivy. If you want to see how he did it. And you said Sift was the other one. I think he also did one and there is one on Sift. So Darren
Yeah,
Pope, if you just Google search for, or search, I don't care, Google or Bing, search for Jenkins with Sift or Jenkins with Trivy, and you can see his videos.
perfect. And what I'll do is It'll show up in the Ortelius dashboard
Great.
as part of that, what we grab. Now, right now, I'm not going to go through and grab every single plugin repo. Not going to worry about that to get started. That would be down the road
Yeah.
if we wanted to go that route.
Makes sense since there are 2,000 of them.
Yeah.
And if you get to that point, I can give you a list of sort of the top 100 or top 250. If you get to that point, let me know. Certainly I don't think you would want to process all 2,000 of them, but hot ones, popular ones, probably eventually, maybe.
Yep. Yep. Exactly.
And then the last topic from last month was the topic around CD events and AI. Ben, do you have any updates on that? Or
I
any
do
need for
not.
discussion? Okay.
Yeah, not just yet. We're kind of in a big discussion on a new concept for CD event, so there hasn't been enough time to bring it up. We actually went over in the last SIG meeting, but yeah. Oh, once I'm able to find some time, I'll definitely squeeze it in.
Okay, great.
So, and Ben, are there notes from that previous meeting that I could possibly review, or is it maybe there's a recording?
There is a recording. It's on YouTube. Let me find it for you.
Yeah, so that'd be great. Just that way I keep myself current on how things are evolving there.
Cool, cool. Yeah, definitely. Let me get that link for everyone.
And while we're waiting, Sasha, was there anything any updates on the Tecton implementation?
Yes, sorry. I've deployed it. I'm still there.
Okay. One step at a time.
Yeah, it's been a bit crazy lately.
All right, and I have put the,
So Ben, I think I found it. CD Events Working Group 2025-0505.
Yep. I also linked it in chat, but yeah.
Perfect.
and I just put it in the notes.
Great. And your URL matches my URL. Search works.
Good.
And unless there is anything else, I think we have covered everything we need to cover until our fearless leader gets back to work. Unless there's anything else somebody has that they might want to chat about. CDCon is right around the corner.
It is?
Yeah, well, this is May. It's 6 weeks away.
Yeah, Melissa McKay and I are speaking, so yep.
Steve will be
there.
speaking. I've got a
Good.
talk.
Excellent. Looking forward to see everybody in Denver, Colorado.
Yeah, me too. Okay, we'll call it a day then.
Thanks, everybody.
All right, bye
Thank
everyone.
you. All right, bye-bye.